Good evening, everyone. This is Dean on the Dean's List. Before I get started, I want to take this time to thank you, everyone, for your comments, your prayers, your words of encouragement. It really means a lot to me. And yesterday was very needed, very much needed. You never know what people are going through. And what was so special about it is this was someone from another nationality. I couldn't even understand what they were saying, but it was translated into English. And so now I feel like I have a friend in another country. So thank you so very much for your comments and your well wishes and your blessings. Thank you. It's very much needed. Now I want to talk today about top 10 places to travel and you don't need a passport. I'm sorry, y'all. Excuse me. Top 10 places to travel and you don't need a passport. My suggestion is to get a passport anyway. Simply because if you're traveling and you got there on a plane or a ship and there's no other way to get off of there, and you miss your ship if you're on a cruise, or you miss your flight and you flew, or you have a family emergency and you have to get back home before your flight that you already have paid for is scheduled, you're going to need a passport. And you want to get home the fastest way you can. On the passport, the question is asked, do you want a passport that is for land? Do you want a passport that's for sea? Or do you want a passport that's for air? I took all three because if I have an emergency, if I'm out of town and I'm traveling, or if there's a national disaster and I need to get home to my family, I want to get off of that island or wherever I am by any means necessary. The first thing smoking, I want to go, okay? So that is my suggestion on the passport. But if you're a person that have a phobia with flying or water or what have you, then do what's best for you. But me, I took all three. Okay, now we're going to go to the top 10 places to travel with no passport. The first on the list is the U.S. Virgin Islands. And it takes from here, it's a 24-hour flight from here. I'm in Texas. The best time to travel there is through December and May. And I'm in every place that I mentioned, I'm going to tell you the best time to travel. It's simply because I had booked a vacation in the Bahamas one year, which actually was supposed to be my honeymoon. And a hurricane came through there and just tore the Bahamas up, so we could not go. But everything was already prepaid for. And if I would have known the best time to go, I wouldn't have booked it then. So with this travel information, I'm going to tell you the best time to travel. Okay, so the best time to travel in the U.S. Virgin Islands is through December and May. Okay, second on the list is Vieques Island. From here is a 3-hour flight. No, from Florida it's a 3-hour flight. And I made a mistake. From the U.S. to the U.S. Virgin Islands from Florida is a 2-hour flight. Okay? And the best time to travel there is from April through May. Number 3 on the list is Key West, Florida. And the best time to travel there is from March to May. Number 4 on the list is South Padre Island. And the best time to travel there is from September through February. Number 5 on the list is San Juan, Puerto Rico. I went there. And the best time to go there is from April through June. And I went in October. and the weather was beautiful. The excursions is beautiful. It has so many excursions. You can go through the excursions where you go and they go on the water at night, see the waterfalls. They have restaurants and I want to say like little clubs or little lounges along the water where they stop and you can socialize and congregate, have a few drinks for a little while, then you get back on and you go a little further. They have the daytime excursions and they have the nighttime excursions. When I went, I rented a car. That was more convenient for me. And also what I liked about there is that I also had rented Airbnb. But one thing I did not like, I rented an Airbnb, and I missed my flight. So we had to reschedule and leave the next day. But I called the person that I talked to when I booked my Airbnb and told them I was coming in a day later. Now, mind you, the money has already been taken off of my card. And so this unit or this Airbnb is mine from the day that I said I was going to be there until the day that I said I was going to leave, because you already have my money. And I feel like this, if I don't show up, it's still mine until from here to here. But they did not refund my money. They didn't. I went through booking.com, and let me tell you something. That man worked with me for almost 4 days trying to talk to these people to try to get my money back. It didn't happen. That was $300 and something for 4 days for Airbnb that I lost because I missed my flight and they wouldn't let me come a day late. It was already mine. So if I come a day late, what's the difference? It's already paid for. But they double clutched on me. They got my money and somebody else's too and re-rented it. That's what they did. So, I rented a rental car, and let me tell you something. I put on my GPS and said where I wanted to go, and it was beautiful to see the ride and the different scenery in the neighborhoods. But let me tell you this here. Everything is burglar barred in. The apartments, the homes, the Airbnbs, everything is burglar barred in. The front porch, burglar barred in. The driveway, burglar barred in. The yard, burglar barred in. Everything is burglar barred in. I would think maybe it's a high crime rate there or for protection because Puerto Rico is a main travel destination. And y'all, let me tell you something funny. I'm going to get back to my list. In Puerto Rico, the chickens run in the street like the dogs and cats run out here. I am not kidding you. When we got ready to leave out our Airbnb to go and ride and see where we was at in the neighborhood, every corner we went at, chickens was crossing the street. And in the neighborhoods, in the residential area, there are speed bumps on every street. More than one. You are not going to speed in the residential neighborhoods, not in Puerto Rico. There are speed bumps or you're going to tear your car up. But check this out. It's like the chickens know you got to slow down for the speed bump. They cross the street and you better not hit one. You cannot. You have to stop, let them chickens cross the street, and you go on about your business. It's funny, but it's actually true. It really is. It really is. So, San Juan, Puerto Rico is a good place to go. The best time to go is April through June. Number 6 on the list is Hawaii. The best time to go there is from March to September. That's on my bucket list, y'all. I want to go. I really do. I have seen some pictures from one of the girls that I used to go to church with, and it's beautiful. The pictures are beautiful. And she was standing by a waterfall, and they talk about the smell when you get off the plane of all the flowers. It just smells like a big bouquet of flowers when you get off the plane. I want to go. I want to see the waterfalls. I want to go and see all the beautiful things on this earth that God created for us to enjoy. That's why I like to travel. Okay, number 7 on the list is American Samoa, and the best time to travel there is from April through October. Number 8 on the list is Catalina Island, California. The best time to travel there is April through May. And the 9th on the list is Northern Mariana Island. And the best time to travel there is December through March. And last but not least on the list, number 10, is Amelia Island, Florida. And the best time to travel there is from September. It says September through October. I just think maybe that's just the time of the year where the weather is maybe the greatest, because Florida, the weather is good pretty much almost year round. This is all I have on the passports, and there's places that you can go. It's not needed, but like I say, I still suggest that you get your passport, because also your passport is another form of identification, just like your voter's registration card is another form of identification. In a lot of these major places that says you need to show your ID, they would take your passport. They would take your voter's registration card for ID. So, my suggestion, get your passport and let's get the traveling, y'all. And that's all I have for you today on the Dean's List. Thank you so much. God bless you. Like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, bye-bye. And thank you so very much.